Hello YouTube, I've got another high ELO ranked commentary here with the teams being Graves, Lulu, Lee Sin, Katarina, Singed versus Shyvana, Trundle, Kog'Maw, Nidalee, and Caitlyn. So, it looks like the lane matchups are going to be Lee Sin versus Trundle in the jungle. At top lane, it's going to be Singed versus Shyvana? Yeah, Shyvana. At mid lane, I think it's going to be Katarina versus Kog'Maw, and at bottom lane, I think it's going to be Nidalee, Caitlyn versus Lulu and Graves. So it's kind of interesting. It's been a long time since I've seen. I'm guessing this is an AP Cog, but it could be a double AD carry. Yep. Very weird choice there, and with the Shyvana at top, it's been a while since I've seen a lane Shyvana, so kind of interesting combinations here. It is AP Cog. AP Cog is one of those I really enjoy playing, but he is such late game scaling. He is just so brutal at late game, but he does virtually nothing until he is like level 4 or 5, sometimes even 6. So he should be pretty susceptible to being damaged here. Katarina should be able to be very scary to him at early game. So it should be really interesting to see how this turns out. I hope you didn't get any background noise there, but we shall see. I forgot to mute my audio. So, as far as the starting items go, nothing out of the ordinary here. Everybody going relatively standard. And we'll see if we get any initial play here from these high elo players. The high elo people that I am aware of here are Yeppo, and let's see, Aerodactyl is the other one that I'm Aerodactyl, Moonway, like lots. There's lots. sylReverie is also familiar to me. A lot of these people I've spectated before, so quite a few high elo people here in this game. So, without further ado, let's see if we can find some good play here. Not too much. Doesn't look like any team is going to invade. Neither team has a very strong invade, even though Cog does provide a lot of utility at level 1, assuming he got his E first. Nope, looks like he got his W to help him with a little bit of that initial CS. Did she get the... Don't know why she said WTF. Anyway... Let's see how this goes. I'm really curious about Shyvana versus Singed. I think Singed is going to kick the crap out of her, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like Nidalee is AP Nid, and it looks like she... No, AD Nid? Support Nid. Derp. What am I doing? Support Nid. So, looks like she tried to steal a buff there with her trap, or tried to do a little bit of harass there on the Lee Sin. Graves doing a little bit of early pressure there. He does have a fair amount of armor there with his passive and the runes he's running, runes and mastery that he's running most likely. So, not seeing too aggressive a play so far. Just a little bit of poke here and there. Shyvana trying to harass the Singed a little bit, but Singed just dancing around her. But I think she has the early game harass in her favor, just because she does have that double auto attack, and auto attacks are so much more important at that early game harass than the skills for the most part. But once Singed gets to about level 6, looks like we saw an ignite there on top on the Singed, and I don't think it's going to force him back. I think he's just going to keep potting, because he did get lots of pots there with Crystalline Flask and lots of pots. So should be able to heal back to up to full without getting forced on the lane. Cog doing a lot of damage to this Katarina. I might have to watch this Cog, because I really like AP Cog, but I always have problems with him at late game, at early game. Oh, maybe it was just ping problems, so I'm curious what he's maxing first. Looks like he took a point and everything. We're going to back it up so we can see that gank a little bit more efficiently. Looks like Shyvana just got a little greedy there with the damage. Manages to ghost in, but gets flinged into turret range, taking lots of damage, and just goes down there to the Lee Sin auto attack with the Singed. Just a nice, tiny little bait there from the Singed, and Lee Sin managing to help there with just enough there in order to ensure that kill. At bottom lane, not too much is going on. It looks like top lane's going to push a little bit here at this turret and allow Singe to get a little bit of an XP advantage here, and then he'll probably go back to heal up, even though he still has a couple pots. Maybe he'll remain. Nope, looks like he's going to head back to lane. So we'll see. Bottom lane's been playing relatively passive so far. Mid lane doing a little bit of poke on each other, not too much though. That's to be expected with Katarina. She should be poking on a relatively consistent basis. Silly kids. This chat is amusing. Anyway, looks like Lee Sin's trying to do a little harass there on Trundle. Trundle is kind of an interesting choice here because I view him more as a counter pick for hardcore tanks, even though he does provide some very interesting utility to the team. But since the blue team doesn't really have like a hardcore tank besides Singe, but Singe usually builds like health more than he builds, and it's usually health based off of like mana items like Catalyst or Tier, stuff like that. Usually I don't see him build just like straight defensive items. So top lane looks like they're poking like crazy there. Mid lane looks like Kog'Maw's just trying to do what he can to harass. I'm really curious how this Kog is building. I wonder if he's building hybrid or what. Kind of interesting. Yeah, CS can be a little rough for Kog, I find, just because once he gets enough levels there for AP Kog, I feel like he can CS much more efficiently, but he doesn't have a really good CS capability until he can just like clear waves, and then he can push on a regular basis. Singe taking quite a bit of damage here from that like whirling aura there from Shyvana, but it looks like she might be able to cut the distance. It's going to be close. She doesn't have Ignite. She's keeping up with him. It's going to be so close. Cleanses and baits him just far enough in order to get that kill from the turret. Oh my gosh. Greedy Shyvana giving up both the kills so far. She's almost feeding. So, top lane is kind of a bust right now for Shyvana. That Singed is going to be kind of scary here relatively soon. She's doing a good job poking, but then she's just chasing too far. She needs to learn how to take her win, force this Singed out of lane. It's just a little rough to see. I wish we saw a little bit more play for this Shyvana, playing a little bit more, not defensively, but a little bit more conservative here, poking, taking the small victories instead of going for the throat. So, looks like Trundle's trying to do what he can here to support his mid lane as much as possible. Lee Sin looks like he's not farming particularly well compared to Trundle, but he does have that kill, so there is that slight gold advantage in his favor. And now that Singed has that cloth armor, he should be able to train damage much more readily there at that top lane. There is a Trundle ult going down on that Lee Sin. Let's see if he can ward hop over the wall to save himself. But not going to happen. Just tries to, I don't know what happened there. Just kind of misplays, shields himself instead of the Katarina. Kind of strange. Top lane, just Shyvana getting slowly whittled down here with that poison and that cloth armor. That cloth armor is doing so much to save that Singe. Looks like here comes the dive. Manages to fling him back to prevent him from getting pushed too far under the turret, but the Ignite doing so much damage to Singe's solo, but so is that Shyvana. It is just so close. Let's see. Here comes the Singed. Flings and gets they both kill each other because of that turret. If he had been able to make it out of that range, like if he had a flash up or something, but since he is running that Ghost Cleanse, he does not have that capability of just flashing out of turret range. So, cute little dive there, but didn't get that much for him. Singed nerf OP. Oh yeah, that's right. In the most recent patch, they nerfed his fling. I forgot they did that. Kind of funny. Anyway, the Graves is a little bit ahead of this Caitlyn. Just about 400 gold just from that 20 CS, so a little rough there. Graves is one of those champs that I wish I could play just a little bit better, because I realize that he is a very good. I just can't play him to save my soul. So, yeah, pretty solid game here. Very even so far. Just a slight 100 gold advantage in favor of that blue team, even though they are up a kill. But it's just because that I think it's the more assists. I'm not quite sure where all that gold is being generated from. They only have 1 assist. I don't understand where all that gold is coming from. They're really not that far ahead on CS. Oh, I guess Cog has a kill. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, here comes an engage at bottom lane with small engage going on there, but top lane is still poking away here. Poke, poke, poke. Lots of poke, and it looks like... Oh, it's going to be close again. These two just battling it out. Epic battle of the slow damage. Another fling. Oh my gosh. So close there. Too funny. That fling while Shyvana is ulting is just too much there for her to handle. And here comes the Trundle trying to dive here, but that Lulu ult is going to be too much for him to handle, and he's going to go down to that tower, if not the Lee Sin before that. And Nidalee is on the run. Let's see if she can go down, but Katarina manages to pick up that kill, and Caitlyn needs to run before that Katarina comes, because she did get that skill reset there, doing enough damage, but the barrier manages to save her enough. And barrier too strong. Baiting. Definitely need to start running barriers more. But blue is going to be able to get a dragon out of this, even though they will be forced back after this. So nice little advantage they've got going on here. Almost a 2.5k there in blue team's favor, since they got a lot of uncontested kills, and by uncontested I mean no kills taken in response there for purple team. So it looks like Cinch is starting to get a little bit scary here, because he almost has that tier just poking away here at this Shyvana, who's just trying to clear, kind of ignore the Cinch, but that might be her downfall here, just because he does have that ninja tabby, so he can trade damage quite readily. And he does have fairly good ratios, even though they did nerf that damage there on that singed fling. So this is definitely where all the action is going on lately, is just this Shyvana versus the Singed. And Shyvana is on the losing end of all of these fights. Singed just not giving any craps here, while just turret diving like crazy, poking away at the Shyvana. And there's once again another fling while Shyvana is ulting, and Trundle trying to come in there to help, but unable to do too much there. Ulting the Singe, but it doesn't do too much. So, and here comes a little bit more pokage, or I guess it's just Caitlyn farming at bottom lane, and Singe just trying to keep that lane pushed to prevent Trundle from doing too much lane presence anywhere else besides his top lane. Lee Sin trying to do a little bit of poke there on the Trundle, but not too much going on there. Caitlyn trying to harass a little bit here, but she is all alone, so she can't do too much. And it looks like Nidalee is trying to give Kog'Maw a little bit of an advantage here. There is the Caitlyn ulting, and not Caitlyn, Katarina ulting on that Kog'Maw, forcing him to be pushed away just a little bit there. But this Kog'Maw is going to be start getting pretty scary here. Going for that massive amount of poke. It's kind of cool. He's running the same build that I run on my AP Cog. Going for that massive mana so he can just spam. He's going for the super late game, and it's scary. AP Cog, once he gets... Because the build I normally run on my AP Cog is Grail tier into Seraphs and getting Magic Pen. So like Void Staff, Leandries, and Sork Boots, and then a hat, and basically it just makes him like one of the scariest pokers. And Shyvana goes down once again there, and we're gonna back it up so we can see that bottom lane engage, since the both were happening simultaneously. And for the record, I take back what I said about that directed camera. It is nice to actually have, and it looks like Graves just doing a lot of damage there with his combo there with his Q, with his buckshot and his ult, and Lulu picking up that kill there with that auto attack into the glitter lance into the auto attack. So nice little engage there at bottom lane, and blue team has secured a firm advantage. But if purple team can hold out long enough for this Kog'Maw to get to late game, it's going to be super scary. Super scary. But one of the things is, if he does go that AP Cog build that I did mention, he is going to be a glass cannon. he has lots of range, and it's super scary. Blue team managed to pick up that bottom turret, but if Kog can get to that late game, he is so very scary. Just because his range is just so strong, and with Leandries and the slow from his E, he can just do so much poke damage. It's pretty insane, paving the way there. But they don't have a lot of people that can really capitalize on it too much, because they do have a Nidalee, but she's going support. Like, she's just going support. There's not much she can really do there to really capitalize on that fact. And Caitlyn, yeah, she can do a little bit with her ultimate, but to be honest, she is not one of those that really capitalizes hardcore on pokage like Vayne or Tristana, who can just pretty much go balls deep and then try and burst down. And the Shyvana completely underestimating this damage of this Singe and getting whittled down slowly, and the Singe could theoretically dive her once again. He is ulting, doesn't have that much mana, and just walks up, auto-attacks him, cleanses out of the Ignite. That is just rough. And we gotta engage here. Purple team having a slight advantage here. And there is the Katarina trying to go deep. But with that Trundle ulting there, her resistances are shredded, and Kog can just slowly whittle her down here with these ults. Unfortunately missed a couple there. Unable to connect with that slow in order to, since Katarina does have that Shupo. But there is the Pillar of Filth there to prevent that Katarina from doing too much. And now this Graves is in trouble. This AP Cox is starting to shine, but the Graves manages to pick him up there with a nice little buckshot. So, nice little engagement we had there. Purple team managing to slip a little bit of an advantage there, but unable to capitalize too much off of it, even though they did get that mid turret. Hopefully they can get this bottom turret so they can cut some of that gold advantage, but I don't think it's going to happen because it's just Nidalee, and that turret is still roughly full. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Might be able to beat it down. I'm surprised he's not queuing that for extra damage. Looks like they're just going to take a try and... Oh, it's so close. They're just going to let it go. So close. What is that turret hat? 68 health, and this Shyvana right now is feeding so hard. So hard. I'm sorry, Cybolic. You're just way out of your league. You're not warding. I don't know what's going on here, but you're just completely underestimating your damage, and you're just slowly... Right now, if this game goes to blue team, we can almost blame it, not solely, but a lot on the Shyvana, because right now, this Singed and Lee Sin are just getting super fed off of her. But it looks like Caitlyn might be able to pick up this Singed. It's so close, you don't chase him too hard. You do have red buff. There is the ult, and it's enough to pick him up. So that's a nice little shutdown kill. Should give Caitlyn a nice little... get a nice little gold burst there from that, and we'll see what she can build off of that. Whoop, we're gonna back it up so we can see that Cog sniping of that Lee Sin. Looks like he's just able to get enough slow there and then slowly whittle him down with that ult, because it does do more damage, doesn't it? Or does it just cost more mana? Nope, just cost more mana. I thought it did more damage, but I'm thinking of Kassadin's Riftwalk, which has very similar effects where it costs more mana. But I know... Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that there's an AP Cog. I love AP Cog. I have this... Now that I see him in high ELO ranked, he requires a very strong front line. So it's good that they have like Trundle, Shyvana there in order to defend him, but he just requires such a strong front line, because if people can cut the distance on him, he is so vulnerable. But if he can abuse his range there from his ultimate and his E, he just does so much damage. But we'll see if he does a little bit different build. Looks like he is going for that Leandries next, so kudos to him. He was building the same build, but maybe he might do something. Instead of Void Staff, he goes for the Lichbane instead, just to provide him with a little bit more damage, because it is a lot of damage there from Lichbane. And it looks like Katarina is going to go down here. Doesn't even manage to pick up the Trundle, who is going relatively tanky there with that. And whoop, we're going to back it up real quick so we can see this Singe getting the Shyvana kill once again here. What is she doing? Is she just having, like, leg issues? Why is she trading damage like this? I don't understand what's going through the Shyvana's head. Maybe she's just freaking out here because she's feeding so hard and just not making good decisions. Nice little engage there going on around the dragon, and this Graves. He's a little out of position, but everybody is so low. Almost bursts down 3 champions there, and this Kog'Maw's out of position. But let's see what he can do here with that passive of his. Manages to bring that Graves so low. And the trap! Oh my gosh, but that barrier managing to save his life. Let's see if they can bait. If he can do a nice buckshot. But the Caitlyn gets the ultimate off. What is going on there? Too funny. Too funny. Caitlyn poking away at this Lee Sin, but he should be able to get away there with his little ward hopping that he can do. What are you doing? Lulu. What? What? I don't understand what's going on in this game. There are such high and low players in, like, Cybolic. I bet if you look him up, he's still a relatively high ELO player, but I feel like he's playing like a bronze level player right here, just trading damage. He is 1 in 9. I don't understand why he's doing so much trading here with this Singed. Like, Singed is fed. He obviously cannot trade damage like this on a regular basis. I'm very surprised that Nidalee got away, but just completely boggles my mind why the Shyvana thinks she can trade damage on such a readily, like, such a fed Singed. Singed is Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He's going like pure AP Singed here. Lee Sin managing to pick up that Nidalee with a nice Q there, but this Caitlyn manages to ward hop over there, over the wall there, manages to get away. And is she going to try something tricksy here? There's an ultimate, bringing her relatively low, but bringing that Caitlyn relatively low. But here comes the Graves. Let's see if does he have his ult up? He does. Pops the ultimate, steal the blue there, which is kind of huge because Kog'Maw really likes that blue there for that additional. Jintae is another familiar name. We have such high ELO people here because, like, the 2 people I mentioned are definitely in the Challenger League, and I think these other people are really high diamond players. So I don't understand what's going on here. People have their off games. There's a surrender vote there for purple team, but it didn't take. They aren't really behind by that much this late in the game. 5k gold disadvantage is not that much, and most of that I think is on that Singed. Yeah, and yeah, Singed can carry and be super scary, but with AP Cog, like, I wouldn't be too scared of him, just because he does have that % damage. What are you doing, Shyvana? You can't trade damage like this. I know you want to farm, but you can't trade damage like this. He is just going to slowly whittle you down, and then he's just going to ghost dive you. Like, I don't understand what you're doing. There's the Ignite, but he does have Cleanse. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Shyvana, 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 Shyvana. Costing your team this game. You are solely responsible for this blue team advantage right now. Purple team manages to lose another turret, and this gold advantage is starting to get a little bit out of control here in blue team's favor, but we'll see if Cog can do anything exciting here. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I keep reinforcing. AP Cog is such a joy to watch, and endgame, he just can do so much. And Caitlyn's gonna go down there, gets smoke screened. What an embarrassing kill there. Gets smoke screened for the kill. Womp womp. So sad. Graves is just gloating over this Caitlyn now. Graves and Singed are definitely the scary ones here, and it looks like we're gonna see a small engage here on this Graves, but looks like he's gonna get away just fine. Shyvana, what are you doing? You are super fed, you are under leveled, you are just manages to pick up that ward there. That's nice. What are you doing, Shyvana? Shyvana, what are you doing? Your team is not there to capitalize. You're just giving up kills. Like, Cog is slowly working his way there, but I don't understand. Katarina might go down here, but not quite close enough. And now this Cog is getting relatively low, doing a little bit of damage here, but he still doesn't have the AP he needs to really carry this team to the KP, the AP or the Magic Pen. And a beautiful little trap. Trap manages to pick up the kill there for Cog, allowing him to ult that. And purple team loses yet another turret, and now this gold advantage is about 7k in blue team's favor. Oh, man. Like, if purple team can last long enough, this AP Kong can carry, but I don't know. Graves and Singed have such a strong advantage here, and Graves is on a rampage, manages to pick up that Katarina, that Caitlyn. We're gonna watch that just in case, because I think he just like slowly whittles her down, beats her up. Yep, just takes her out, just to the glories of red buff. Well, that crit. Yep, that crit. I don't know. I think he just beat her down. Beat her down. And Cog trying to defend as much as possible, support the Shyvana while they take out the Singed. Sind kind of juking as much as possible to try and avoid this. Oh, if you get trying to juke these ultimates, he does have crazy mobility, so it's relatively hard for Cog to juke these, but manages to get him down slowly. Barrier is super strong, but that Cog taking so much damage there. Rylai's Crystal Scepter and Liandry's is such a potent combo, because then Singe's Poison Cloud just does so much damage. You just barely touch it, and it's just so much damage. Anyway, barriers are definitely the unsung hero of this game, even though they are a little bit sung here, because they're pointing it out just a little bit. Katarina taking a little bit of damage there, and we'll see if Shyvana can pull her act together, and this Cog can get to late game, and Caitlyn can just stay in the back line and just poke away at this team, I think they have a chance. But this Graves is starting to get a little scary. We'll see how this goes, but this is the range I'm talking about of AP Cog, and I'm not sure what he's building next. He got an amplifying tome. I'm not sure what he's building next. I'm kind of excited because I think he might be doing the same build as me, and that makes me super excited. I'm not sure what his runes and masteries are, but won't deny it. I would love to start playing AP Cog. And Katarina zoning there to prevent the kill, and manages to pick up yet another Shyvana. I don't know what the Shyvana is doing. 1 in 13. 1 in 13. Just this Shyvana making me sad inside. Because this game would be, like, even if the Shyvana wasn't just feeding so many kills. All she has to do is let Singed push her lane to the turret just to prevent him from doing too much. And it looks like we might see this. Nope, Lee Sin is not going to have the damage needed to backdoor this. Not backdoor, but take out that turret. And Singed gets picked up there by the Caitlyn ult. This game makes me so sad. I'm so happy that there's an AP Cog, but I'm so sad that this Shyvana is feeding so hard. And finally, this base gets cracked here by this Graves, but this Graves needs to think about going back here relatively soon, because he doesn't have good wards, and he is a little out of position. Not crazy, but if this Cog can keep up with him. There goes another surrender vote, but they don't give up. Never give up. Trust your instincts. Anyway. That's enough nerdy quotes there for now. And Lulu clearing a couple wards there with her pink ward. And Graves is so scary right now. And he doesn't even have his IE. Oh, and this Trundle is so dead. You're not getting away, Trundle. Where are you going? Nowhere. Oh, beautiful Cog E there. Manages to save that Trundle. And he picks up the kill there with his ultimate. And now he is just poking. Just ult after ult, but Graves is there doing so much damage, and there's that glass cannon Cog build that I was talking about. If they can cut the distance on that AP Cog, he just has problems. So Cog finally goes down, and now purple team has an opening where they can try and push away at this. And looks like Caitlyn might be able to pick up a kill here, but Lulu lands a beautiful glitter lance, and Nidalee lands a beautiful max range spear, even though she doesn't have much AP here. She does have a needlessly large rod, so it does a little bit of damage. And purple team is slowly clawing their way back at this gold disadvantage that they are at, but they have a long way to go yet. They are down so many turrets. Nidalee managing, we're going to back it up because Nidalee managed to chase down this Lulu just with those leaps, and it looks like she just managed to be able to land a spear. Chase, chase, chase! And there's the spear. Wow. This Nidalee is doing a very good job, even though she is supporting. If purple team gets to late game, it's going to be scary, because they do have a lot of poke. They have a lot of poke between Nidalee and Kog'Maw. Like, Caitlyn has quite a bit of poke too, but just because she has that massive range. But as far as sustained damage, blue team has a lot of it with... Oh, I'm sorry. Sitting here rambling, staring at mid lane. We're going to let the directed camera do its thing. And it looks like Nidalee knew that she was going to go down, so just decided to pick up the turret there. Support going down for a turret. I consider that a fair trade. So, and Nidalee does have that hat now, just since she did pick up 2 kills there. So she will start to do be a little bit more significant presence on the map. So Cog doing what he can here to try and poke down this Singe. Singe just trying to kite as much as possible, but it looks like he is going to go down here. Managing to get some of those people down just a little bit, and Shyvana is slowly starting to redeem herself. Slowly. But 1 in 13 is a long way to go to try and redeem herself. So, but this gold advantage, purple team, they're down to 5.5k at their disadvantage. But if blue team can do a Baron, blue team kind of needs to force a Baron so that they can maintain this lead, and then they should be able to capitalize on it, because they are relatively tanky there with Lee Sin and the Singe there, and Lee Sin manages to pick up the Dragon, and that pushes that gold advantage once again in blue team's favor, about 7k. But Katarina is in a little bit of trouble with that slow there from red buff. That is going to be the scary thing here, but she does manage to shoot away, but Kaga manages to pick it up there with that incredible range. Oh my gosh. Cog, you're too awesome. But he's got to be careful. Lots of damage going down on that Graves. We're going to swap to top lane, even because Lulu might be able to pick up that Shyvana, which is kind of sad when the support has virtually no damage and almost manages to pick up your top lane, forcing her to ult over that. And Cog trying to do what he can to pick up somebody there. And I apologize if you get a little bit of background noise. I once again forgot to silence my phone, so we're just going to let that ring because it's way out of reach. And back at mid lane, it looks like purple team tried to push a little bit there, but it was unable to do too much. So, yeah. Nice little lull we have in the combat. Pretty steady flow of combat that we had there for quite a long time. So, and while this is going on, let's take a quick peek at the items. Trundle getting that Frozen Heart is going to mitigate some of that damage there from the Graves, but to be honest, there are a lot more magic damage here on this team with Katarina singed. Even though Graves and Lee Sin do have quite a bit of damage, but Trundle is super tanky. Holy crap, look at all that AD he has. That armor, I mean. Getting a Warden's Mail, he's going to get a Randuin's next, and he does have that Negatrons. He has virtually no damage items, and that's quite alright. Trundle doesn't really need to build much damage items, but I'm surprised he hasn't built that Wriggles yet, just for that ward. Uh-oh, Cog is out of position. Hopefully he doesn't get bursted down. Cog trying to do what he can to maintain position, but he is super low, slowly getting whittled down, and Singe manages to cut the distance, and this might be the game-breaking engage here. Cog manages to pick up that Singe, but Katarina is just rampaging through this team here. There's the Caitlyn ult, but Lulu blocks it, and this is going to be at least an inhib. Probably two, if not a game, because they have a full 30 seconds before even Nidalee is up. Cleanse is GG. Yeah, Cleanse is a very strong. Yep. Totally true. Totally true. And it looks like this game might be over. With 2 inhibs down, the purple team is in a rough spot, especially with a 9k gold disadvantage. So, second inhib going down now, and I think they're going to lose the Nexus turret. Nope, blue team's just going to try and back away, take the money and run. Try and heal up. In purple team, if they get Baron, they might have a slim glimmer of hope here. But right now, they are going to spend the next like 10 minutes defending their lanes if they manage to survive long enough. But unfortunately, with Singed this far fed, he is just going to be able to stay in there, do tons of damage, and just... It's rough. Really? Mystical Space Typhoon? Silly, but purple team is going for this Baron. If they do get this Baron, it will give them a slim glimmer of hope here, but the Katarina is going in, doing a little bit of damage. There's the Zhonya's trying to bait this out as long as possible, and purple team is not going to be able to get this Baron, and this is probably going to be a game here, because I think purple team, Kog'Maw manages to flash over the wall, so there is a hope that if he can keep poking over this wall. And there's that AP Cog damage, but Graves just comes up and shoots him in the face, Glock style. And now blue team's going to get that Baron. Just going to ignore the rest of this purple team. And it's just... This is going to be bad news bears. Oh, it looks like they decided to change their mind and chase. Managed to pick up one more, and I think Caitlyn is going to be able to get away here. But that Singed is chasing so much. Let's see if Katarina is able to pick her up, and down goes the Katarina there to a nice Trundle ult there, managing to bait her out. But unfortunately, there's just too much here, and Trundle does not have enough damage items in order to defend this. And both the Nexus turrets are going to go down. I don't think he's going to be able to defend this. This Graves is just going to shred this Nexus, and that's going to be the game. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy it. Sorry, this was kind of an impromptu. I wanted to get it a game in here, and I'm very happy to see some of these less than normal team comps here with like AP Cog, Nidalee support, Shyvana top. But I'm very sad that the Shyvana was so... She just fed so hard, and that Singed became just enough of a problem to allow that Graves to just dash around the team fights, doing plenty of damage, and he just... It was just sad to see that Shyvana feed so much. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you think I did well, what you'd like to see me improve. I do apologize again if you did pick up any background noise there during the commentary. And once again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please, if you like what you see, favorite, comment, subscribe. You know, standard YouTube-y things. So, hit that like button. You know the drill. Anyway, thank you one more time for watching this video, and I do hope to see you on the next video.